Think your gardening season is over just because it's already late June? Many people do, but what if I told you that's not true? Actually, you still have a great opportunity to get some delicious things in the ground. And not only is it possible, but it can lead to a harvest that will pleasantly surprise you. In this video, we'll tell you about 10 vegetables that do really well when planted in late June. Get ready to extend your gardening season. We often think all the main planting needs to be done before summer starts. This idea is common because many popular crops are typically planted in the spring. But nature is far more flexible than we tend to think. Many plants grow very quickly or really love the warm summer sun, and that's exactly what we'll focus on. And first up on our list, proving it's absolutely not too late to get planting in late June, meet the magnificent radish. This little root vegetable is a real speed demon. Seriously, imagine this. From popping the seed in the ground to pulling up a crunchy, ready-to-eat radish takes only about 20, maybe 30 days. That means if you plant radishes right now, you could be harvesting your first fresh crop by mid to late July. That's unbelievably quick, especially when it feels like the peak gardening season has already passed. Now, lots of folks tend to think of radishes as purely a springtime crop. You know, something you can only harvest when it's cool, and that they just bolt or go to seed the moment summer heat hits. Well, that's one major myth we're confidently busting today. Yes, spring radishes are fantastic, but they actually grow and produce beautifully in the summer too. You just need to know a few key tricks for successful summer planting. For instance, summer means heat, and radishes aren't huge fans of scorching temperatures. To avoid premature bolting, that's when the plant rockets up a flower stalk instead of making a nice root. Make sure you pick varieties specifically labelled as summer or heat tolerant. They're much better at handling the warmth. Also, it's absolutely crucial to give them consistent and adequate watering. The soil needs to stay consistently moist, but definitely not waterlogged. And if you've got a really sunny spot, try planting your radishes where they'll get a bit of light shade during the peak heat of the day. Or you could even use a lightweight shade cloth. This helps keep those roots cool and happy, which prevents bolting. Ever just watch a radish practically leap out of the ground, forming that little root so fast? It's not magic. It's just nature doing its thing and choosing the perfect crop for late planting. Radishes are basically your guaranteed quick win in the garden. Even if you feel like you're getting started super late, they're giving you a harvest while other plants are still just getting going, totally proving that late June is far, far from the end of the gardening season. And hey, this is just the first of 10 amazing vegetables that are going to totally surprise you with what they can do. Let's move on to the second item on our amazing list. This isn't just one vegetable, but a whole group of leafy green friends, various types of leaf lettuce. If you thought you missed the boat on planting lettuce, we've got good news. Leaf lettuce is another speedster in the garden world. Many varieties are ready for their first harvest in just 30 to 40 days. And best of all, you can harvest it gradually. This is known as the cut and come again method. You simply snip the outer leaves carefully, and the centre of the plant keeps growing. This way, a single planting can supply you with fresh greens for weeks. Planting lettuce in the summer does have its tricks though. In hot weather, lettuce can quickly bolt. That's when it sends up a flower stalk and turns bitter. To avoid this, choose varieties specifically bred for warmer conditions. Look for labels on seed packets that say heat tolerant or slow to bolt. Also, just like with radishes, some light afternoon shade during the hottest part of the day can be a big help for lettuce, especially for the more tender varieties. Imagine all the variety you can add to your table. There's a huge range of leaf lettuce types: Lollo Rossa, Lollo Bionda, oak leaf, romaine for Caesar salads, and so many more. They all vary in leaf shape, colour and texture, and most of them are great candidates for summer sowing. The perfect visual for this is obvious. Show a garden bed bursting with different types of lettuce, vibrant and lush. This clearly shows that even in late June, your garden can be full of green goodness. Leaf lettuce is an easy, dependable way to get fresh vitamins without waiting until next year. It perfectly supports our idea that June isn't the finish line, but a brand new start for planting. Next up on our list, another fantastic green, often unfairly associated only with spring. Say hello to spinach. Spinach is another speedy grower, ready to reward you with a harvest in no time. Some varieties are ready to harvest just 30 to 40 days after they sprout. That makes it a perfect candidate for planting in late June. Like lettuce and radishes, spinach isn't a big fan of intense heat, which can cause it to bolt or go to seed quickly. But there are solutions. Firstly, look for heat-tolerant spinach varieties. These types are slower to bolt in warm weather, so keep an eye out for them when buying seeds for your summer garden. Secondly, the right location and care can work wonders. If possible, plant your spinach somewhere it gets a little shade during the hottest part of the day. This could be under taller plants or next to a fence, and regular generous watering is absolutely critical for spinach in the summer. Moisture keeps the plants cool and encourages leafy growth instead of early flowering. Spinach is incredibly healthy. It's packed with vitamins and minerals. You can toss fresh spinach into salads, smoothies, omelettes, soups. It's a truly versatile green that everyone should be eating. And getting it fresh from your own garden, even in the heat of summer, that's a unique pleasure. Imagine harvesting these fresh, vibrant leaves from your own bed. It shows just how simple spinach is to grow and how quickly you can get a harvest. Spinach really proves that even if you miss spring planting, your summer garden can still be packed with healthy greens. So if you love spinach, definitely give planting it in late June a try. Think beans are only for spring planting? Our next point might surprise you. We're talking about bush beans. Unlike pole beans, which need support and more time to mature, bush beans are more compact and quicker to ripen. Many varieties are ready for their first harvest just 50 to 60 days after sprouting. This means if you plant them in late June, you can start harvesting fresh green pods by late August or early September. And it's not a one-time deal. Bush beans often yield in waves. You'll keep picking pods as they ripen, extending the enjoyment of your homegrown harvest. Bush beans love warmth, so summer planting is even more comfortable for them than spring planting, especially in cooler climates. They don't need stakes, which simplifies care. You just sow the seeds directly into the soil, and the plants form neat little bushes. For successful summer planting, good watering is essential, particularly during flowering and pod formation. Make sure the soil is fertile and loose enough. Choose varieties that are well suited for your region. There are many types of bush beans: green beans, yellow beans, wax beans, and even purple beans. They're all wonderful. Growing beans from your own garden is a completely different taste experience. The pods are tender, juicy, and string-free. You can use them in soups, salads, side dishes, or freeze them for winter. They're a versatile and incredibly rewarding vegetable for summer planting. Visual idea: show a lush bean bush, absolutely loaded with green or yellow pods, ready for picking. It looks really appetizing and clearly demonstrates the results of late planting. Bush beans are another reminder that even in late June, the gardening season is just getting started. Don't miss your chance for a fantastic harvest. Many people think that beets must be sown only in early spring. And yes, if you're aiming for an early harvest, that's true. But beets are an amazing vegetable that actually does really well when planted in summer too. This is especially true if you're planning to harvest later in the fall, perfect for storage or preserving. What's interesting is that beets offer you two valuable parts right away. First, there are the juicy and nutritious leafy tops. Young beet leaves can be cut and added to salads or soups, like the famous botvinia, and the greens grow quite quickly. Second, of course, is the root vegetable itself. Beets planted in late June have plenty of time to form excellent roots by September or October. For summer planting, it's important to choose a sunny spot. The soil should be loose and fertile. Beets love moisture, so regular watering, especially during dry spells, is crucial. Avoid overcrowding. Thin out seedlings to give the roots plenty of room to grow. There are many varieties of beets, differing in shape, colour and size, from the classic deep red to golden, or even striped ones. All of them are great for summer sowing. You'll end up with a harvest that's not only delicious, but also beautiful. Beets from summer planting are often sweeter and more tender because they grow in warmer conditions. It's a fantastic way to ensure you have this healthy root vegetable stocked up for fall and winter. Beets are another proof that there's still good reason to grab your gardening tools and seeds, even in late June. That's right, you heard me. Carrots. At first glance, it might seem too late for this root vegetable, but there are secrets and possibilities here too. Still think it's too late to plant at the end of June? Carrots are another vegetable ready to challenge that belief. Of course, we're not talking about huge root vegetables for long winter storage, which are usually sown in early spring. For summer planting, we choose early or mid-season carrot varieties. These varieties take less time to mature, usually 70 to 90 days. By planting them at the end of June, you'll get a wonderful harvest of young, juicy carrots by the end of September or October. Summer carrots are very tasty and tender. They are perfect for fresh salads, juices, or dishes where young carrots are needed. Planting carrots in the summer also allows you to extend the season for enjoying fresh root vegetables. When the spring carrots have already been harvested, the summer ones are just maturing. For successful carrot planting at the end of June, soil preparation is crucial. The soil needs to be very well loosened, free of clumps and stones, so the root vegetables grow straight. And the most important thing for summer carrot sowing is maintaining consistent soil moisture, especially during seed germination. Carrot seeds take a long time to sprout, and if the soil dries out, they might simply not germinate. Regular but not excessive watering is the key to success. Shot idea. Someone pulls a bunch of beautiful clean carrots from the ground, showing the kind of harvest you can get in the fall. Carrots are a slightly longer-term investment of effort compared to radishes, but the result is worth it. This is another wonderful vegetable that proves the gardening season is far from over at the end of June. Cilantro, also known as coriander, is definitely a love-it-or-hate-it kind of herb. But if you're firmly in the love-it camp, here's some great news. You can absolutely still plant it, even towards the end of June. While cilantro prefers cooler weather and tends to quickly bolt or go to seed, when it gets hot, it has one major advantage. It grows incredibly fast. You can start harvesting fresh cilantro leaves just 3 to 4 weeks after the seedlings emerge. This means a late June sowing can yield a supply of fragrant greens for your kitchen as early as July. This timing is perfect for getting a good harvest before the most intense August heat potentially sets in. Another option for a summer planting is to time it for a harvest in late summer or early autumn. As the peak daytime heat begins to subside, cilantro becomes much happier. It focuses on putting on leafy growth without being in a hurry to flower. For successful summer cilantro growing, choosing the right location is crucial. An ideal spot will offer light partial shade during the hottest part of the day, perhaps under trees, near bushes, or alongside taller plants. And naturally, consistent watering is a must. Cilantro absolutely hates drying out, especially in warm weather. Fresh cilantro is truly indispensable in many world cuisines. Think Mexican, Asian, and Caucasian. It adds a unique, fresh flavour to dishes, and growing your own supply is always a fantastic bonus. Dill is arguably the most low-maintenance and fastest-growing herb you can imagine, and that makes it an ideal candidate for planting in late June, and even later. Think you've missed the boat with dill? Not at all. Dill seeds sprout incredibly fast, and you can start harvesting the first sprigs just 20 to 30 days after sowing. That's remarkably quick. This rapid growth allows you to sow dill in succession, every 2 to 3 weeks. By planting in late June, and then again a couple of times in July, you can ensure a continuous supply of fresh dill throughout the rest of the summer and even into early autumn. Planting dill in summer is much the same as in spring. Dill isn't too fussy about soil, but it loves sunny spots and needs regular watering. In hot weather, water more frequently to keep the leaves juicy and tender and prevent the plant from bolting too quickly. Though incidentally, the seed heads are very useful, especially for pickling. Dill is a wonderfully versatile herb. You can't imagine a summer salad soup or okroshka without it. It's essential for pickling cucumbers and tomatoes, fresh, dried, or frozen. Dill is great in any form, and growing it yourself, even at the end of June, is super easy. Turnips are an often overlooked root vegetable, but they offer a number of advantages, especially for gardeners who get started a little later in the season. Turnips mature faster than many other root vegetables, typically taking only 45 to 60 days from seed to a harvestable root. This makes them an excellent choice for planting in late June for a harvest in August or September. Like beets, turnips offer a dual harvest. You can use young turnip greens. They are edible and rich in vitamins, and then harvest the root itself. Turnips planted in summer are often tender and sweet, lacking the bitterness sometimes found in spring-planted varieties. Turnips are quite undemanding, but for a good harvest, they thrive in loose, non-acidic soil with adequate moisture. Regular watering is crucial, especially in dry conditions, to ensure the roots stay juicy and don't become woody. Turnips can be used in many ways: boiled, stewed, roasted, or added to soups and salads. It's a versatile and healthy vegetable that can add variety to your meals, and they're quite easy to grow. Think zucchini must only be planted in May. That's another common misconception. While planting earlier is typical for the earliest harvest and larger fruits, some varieties of summer squash can grow beautifully and yield a great crop even when planted in late June, especially in areas with long, warm summers. Still convinced planting in late June is too late? Zucchini itself would tell you otherwise. Summer squash varieties are usually bush types that grow extremely quickly and vigorously. From sowing the seed to picking your first young fruit can take as little as 40 to 50 days. This means that if you plant seeds in late June, or even the beginning of July, you can easily be harvesting your first zucchini sometime in August. Zucchini absolutely loves warmth and sun. Summer conditions are ideal for them. They grow incredibly fast. You can almost watch them. The key is to provide good soil nutrients and plenty of moisture. Plant your zucchini in a sunny spot, sheltered from strong winds with fertile soil. Water generously, especially when the plants are flowering and setting fruit, and be sure to give them enough space. These plants get quite large. The harvest from zucchini is typically very abundant. If you harvest the young fruits regularly, the plant will continue to produce new blossoms and fruit right up until the first frost. It's an excellent way to keep yourself supplied with this versatile vegetable for a long time. See? The end of June is absolutely not the end of the gardening season. The main thing is knowing which crops and varieties to choose. The key is that these vegetables either grow very quickly or thrive in the summer warmth, getting ready for a full harvest. This means you haven't just missed the season. You've unlocked opportunities to get a harvest even in late summer and early fall. This is a real game changer for many gardeners. Now you know what you can still get planted to enjoy lots more delicious produce from your garden. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new helpful videos. And of course, let me know in the comments, which of these vegetables will you try planting right away? Or what are your favourite veggies for summer planting?